Okay, this reading... Driven by a desire. Driven by a desire? Okay, this reading will be for Cancer. So Cancer, you could be driven by some kind of desire. Right, let's start with a song.
The night I died. Time capsules.
Time capsules? The night you died? Okay, right. Should I be doing the Cancer reading, or should I be doing a collective reading now? Because I feel like you're asking me to talk to a dead person? Time capsules? Driven by a desire, the night I died. Okay, I'm going to focus on that energy, actually. So I'm going to put this away, and then I'll get back to the Cancer reading, but I'm going to do something different, I guess, because... Okay, I'm going to pull out my location cards. And my dream cards, because so I mainly use oracle cards and then one tarot deck. Okay, here we go. Who wants to communicate? Because you're talking about you were driven by desire. See, I can't make this up. A dead person, a disembodied spirit, is communicating to a live person that is in body. Deceased people. Look, deceased. Okay, I'm gonna read the back. Being late. Somebody was late all the time. Someone was like a foodie. Someone worked all the time. They cared more about money. They were very religious. They might have been someone who was like really into like body image. Time capsules. Okay. There's a spiritually minded school of thought that sees dreams of departed loved ones as genuine signs of the afterlife, a way for the deceased to gently reassure you that they are eternally alive in spirit. Research shows that in 85% of cases, people who have afterlife dreams feel better able to cope with their grief. Regardless of your beliefs, dreaming about a lost loved one can be comforting if they passed away less than 2 years ago. If, however, it's longer than that, perhaps you've not fully processed your grief. Dreaming about the dead could denote they still have a strong influence over you. If a ghost or spirit appears, this could symbolize unfinished business. It may also represent the lack of clarity in your thinking or in some situation. I feel like if someone is talking about the night that they died and it says driven by desire, then this person feels like they have unfinished business. You know, like when spirits want to communicate because they feel like they didn't get to say what they want. People don't know their story. People don't know what this is. 5. Also, it says alternatively, something or someone is haunting you, perhaps Kimberly? Perhaps an old lover or regret. So Kimberly, so there's messages for Kimberly, or this is someone named Kimberly. Maybe this person passed away when Kimberly was 5. Or I would say, I don't know, I'm picking up 5th year in college. This could be a mother figure. An aunt, feminine. It says unfamiliar secret or unused room. So there's some sort of secret that this person wants to come forward with. Okay. Okay, one more card. What is the secret? What is trying to be expressed here? Cheating on a partner? Murder? Numbers? Demons or monsters? Acting? Animals and technology. I don't know why those 1 and 2. Cheating on a partner is on the bottom, and on the top is animals. Okay. It says a sandy beach on a tropical island indicates a longing to escape your everyday routine and responsibilities. This is a common wish fulfillment dream. Someone is longing to express their emotions, so Kimberly, this person is longing to express their emotions, whether their name is Kimberly or you are Kimberly. That is to enact them bodily. That is an act of them bodily. Do you see them? Something about that prayer, the footprints in the sand prayer. I don't know, you might have that, like, picture up. Something about needing to move away from something from your past. Because it says eventually those footprints. Woodland trails. Footprints. Something about footprints. Woodland trails. Someone likes to hike. Or this was something that they did. It says, the night I died, driven by desire. So someone was having cheating. Maybe they were having an affair with somebody. You know, like when kids don't grow up with a parent because something bad happened to them and they think, like, you know, like they don't really know what the full story was exactly. You might hear, like, bad things about it. Especially, like, okay, I'm just gonna say this. You know, for example, when, like, let's say there's a child and their mother is, like, a drug addict or a prostitute. And then they go off and, you know, they find out that their mother died. And
the echoes of intuition.
The echoes of intuition, thank you. Yeah. You might have like, high levels of intuition that's kind of, like, guiding you to, like, seek the truth. Like, to search, to research. Because there's something off about the idea that every time somebody that has, like, a past, and they use this stuff in court too, like, they'll say, oh, this was a prostitute, they had it coming, even though, like, why would anyone have it coming? Because they got murdered, you know? Or they died in a weird way and people can't figure out what happened. There's something off about this passing, and there's not enough information that was given. This could have happened 5 years ago, or when someone was 5 years old. Like, the person that's now an adult was 5 when all this happened, so they couldn't have even comprehended, right, at the time. And now this information that is provided, even whatever was written about it, or what family members have to say, it just always seems like it just doesn't sound right. Someone is seeking the truth here.
Cursed land.
Cursed land. Cursed land. Someone was on cursed land. Someone is living on Genesis. Like Eden. Genesis. The beginning. Someone has to start from the beginning. Has to start all over. Like, they have to. The land is cursed. Interesting. That's kind of like what I was saying, like toil and labor, when it says
the darkness that shrouds the world.
Okay, this is a deep message, and the death is on the bottom. This land is cursed, you guys. I'm sorry to say this. I know people will be like, oh, you're crazy. Well, why are we toiling and laboring? They even found, scientists just came out and found that Eden did exist. They actually have place where they believe Eden was, for where the first humans were. So they originally were like, oh, it's South Africa, or it's East Africa, or wherever. No. It's actually Iran, Turkey, Syria. So they believe that was Eden, and at some point we were cast out of Eden to toil and labor, correct? So imagine this land is cursed because it's not fruitful. You have to actually work the land to make it fruitful. You have to manifest through physical action instead of it just being, right? Like, back in the day, the rainforest used to be beautiful and probably had the cure for everything you could possibly imagine under the sun. And we haven't even explored but maybe 23, 30%, 33% of the rainforest. There's so much more out there, but we're destroying it. The earth is also dying slowly. The soil especially. The soil is not good anymore. It's cursed land. This is what this means. The darkness that shrouds the world is sadly, humanity, because of what we've become, we did not listen to the spirits. We did not listen to God. We did not listen to the earth. We did not obey. Okay. So there is death. I've been picking up the message of death for years now. The number 13 is very affiliated with that. That is the death card, 13. So something is not right here. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Heritage site.
Heritage site? There's a lot of water on this land, this place. There's a heritage site. Because we're talking about it said also the woodland trails. So someone... Someone had a fight. There was some fight here. There was also some sort of... I know this is going to sound weird, and I don't even talk about this stuff because this is not me. But someone is a part... This is for cancers. Or originally it was for cancers, but this has turned into like some random just reading. Because it's interesting how it's a Cancerian energy here, too. So this, I'm going to post this as Cancer's reading, but also as for everyone. I'm going to put both, because for some reason, I'm feeling drawn to say this. Someone here may be into paganism. And again, paganism is a very large and broad term. It is a natural faith-based religion. But they do believe, right, in deities, just like the Catholic Church believes in the apostles, and they believe in the saints, okay? You're praying to saints. It's the same thing as praying to the deity for water and fertility and all that stuff like that. So when people are like, oh, you guys you're sinners, it's like, what do you mean? You're praying to saints. Tell me why you're praying to freaking saints, okay? Why the heck do I have this if we are so freaking different? We're not. Anyway. Don't mean to be rude, but so someone here might be pagan, and there was some sort of fertility magic done here. I'm just gonna say this: the child that was born of this is now having questions.
5 omens.
5 omens, and you said 5 already. Omens, yeah. And this is the 5 of Wands. So this is what I'm picking up. Whenever we do, and I don't do this, but when you do ritualistic magic, okay, when you call upon things, and I think this was done on a heritage site, this was done in the woods. Again, pagans do a lot of things in the woods because they're surrounded by nature, and that is their part, that's their religion. They use everything around them. The air, the fire, the wind, the leaves, the trees, just everything is about the earth. But they do pray, right, to entities, and they call upon many of them if they do believe in, if they're, depending on if they're demonic, or if they are like dark witches, or what we call light witches. I feel like this is a light coven. I'm going to say coven. For some reason. Someone here made 5 sacrifices, 5 omens, and they called upon it because they were struggling to have a child. Or protect a child. I think it has more to do with having a child. So the problem here is, that's great, but the sacrifices that they were willing to make. So when you make sacrifices for something like a child, for example, it will eventually, like in an affinity, it will eventually come back around to the person that made the request, depending on how they made the request. If they made it in desperation, which I feel here with this Five of Wands, there's desperation here. This has definitely to do with medical. If you look at the top, there's that medical symbol right there with the wings. There's a movie, it's a K-drama. It's called My Demon. It's one of my favorite K-dramas. I would recommend it highly. I love it. It's comical, it's serious, and very beautiful in its own little unique way. But in the story, this is what I'm picking up. This is like literally what I'm picking up. The father sacrifices his life for his daughter to survive the car accident. So he says, I will do anything if you save me and my wife, if you save my child. I will do anything if you save my child. So he basically gave over his soul and signed the contract with the devil, basically, to save his child. This is what I'm feeling here. So either the child was sick, and they did this, or they wanted a child because the mother was sick and could not have children or was struggling. And they did this, and they basically offered themselves up. So when they did this, now this is why this person has passed on. Yep. This person was very much in their head because they knew angelically, like see the angel behind, they knew that their time... It was a desperate act. Thank you, Spirit. It was a desperate act. This is what this movie even shows, that My Demon. It's a Korean drama. Again, I would recommend not watching it in the English, like dubbing. They dub the show over in English. I would not watch it in the English form. Watch it in the Korean form and actually read
corrupted intentions.
Yeah. Okay. I know this is gonna sound bad. When we go against God's will and we pray for something, and this actually happened for me. You pray for something so bad, you want it so badly, and God says, okay, fine. Here you go. But I can't tell you the consequences of your actions. Corrupted intentions. This person had corrupted intentions, meaning they were willing to do whatever. This person even was so desperate to cure their child or to have the child that they would literally sell their soul to the devil for the child, like to have the child, to have what they wanted. They were so desperate to go against God's plan for them. Again, I've been there. You pray for something, you want it, and then you realize that the thing you prayed for, you didn't even know what you were talking about. You didn't even know what the hell you were praying for. And then the consequences come later, and you don't even see it coming. That's literally what I'm picking up here. Someone is in their head now. Or was in their head at one point. This person that has passed on. Chills. I know exactly what this is like. Again, even if you're a Christian woman or a man or whomever, and you're praying, look at the flames at her feet. She was willing to make sacrifices. I'm just going to put this out there. Someone could have been willing to literally steal, kill, and destroy for what they wanted. They were going against free will here. They were changing free will, other people's free will. This person was also changing their destiny, the fated destiny for them, because they wanted something so badly that they are like completely venomous and angry. This went from a Queen of Cups in reverse, being like heartless. This is a heartless. This person made heartless decisions. When I said it says 5 omens, and I said 5
Kimberly's waiting for you. An owl flying over a house.
An owl flying over a house, the wisdom. The wise owl, the wise eye. Some people also associate the owl, interestingly enough, with alien activity. Kimberly is waiting for you. Somebody named Kimberly could have just been someone a part of this. And this feminine went towards this and did like some kind of ritual. Like, let's say someone went to like a hoodoo voodoo person and they put like a spell or a curse on something or someone, or they, did something against someone's free will. And this is how this child was manifested. That is what killed this person. The consequences of that, yeah. Fighting good and evil, and then it being tipped over in one direction. This person, Queen of Swords. See the head in her hand? She sacrificed someone or something. Imagine if someone said, hey, this ritual will only work if you sacrifice someone. Like a physical being, like there was murder or something like that. I'm not saying that's the case, but someone could have sacrificed an animal, even. They could have manipulated someone's mind. Whoever this feminine is, there was a lot of regret because they used their gifts and abilities in a non-healthy way. Touching. Yes. Take out how that resonates for you, but okay. We're going to do clarify the 5 of Wands. Yeah, this was to control. This was to control. Look how angry the lion is. Like, this was to control someone. Someone did some sort of spell work, ritual, something to manifest this child. Yeah. So they controlled somebody to get what they wanted. Queen of Cups had bad intentions because they were just bitter and angry that they couldn't manifest it. 5 of Cups. They didn't want to be feeling sad anymore. They wanted a new beginning. King of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, or Queen of Wands, excuse me. 7 of Cups. The idea that this is an illusionary success. This would be like praying to have someone in your life forever, getting pregnant and realizing you got pregnant by the devil. Like an evil person in your life.
That is a bad omen.
Yeah, that is a bad omen. This is what I'm getting. This was illusionary success. Whatever they received, whatever they gained from this ritual, this set of prayers, this things that they did maybe in the woods, the fire magic, which also could be related to sex, like the seduction, right? That's what this Queen of Wands is very good at, is seduction. And they maintain that they don't have a heart. Like, you can't have emotions when you're trying to do whatever this is, this magic here. They were very delusioned and in an illusional state that whatever they were doing was going to actually be, it was going to work out in their favor. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, this person became very delusional about reality. Okay, why do I keep doing that? Someone may have thought of that. Yeah, someone was in the woods by water because water is a conductor of energy. And to do these types of things, you need energy around you. So it goes from illusionary success, listen to this, goes from material success to illusionary success to abandoned success. That would represent, this Eight of Cups represents the death to me.
Banished.
Banished? Yeah, they were banished.
Mo.
Mo? Oh, Mo. Oh. Oh, no, Mo. The Empress under the Queen of Swords. This person, like I said, this person became a mother off of sacrificing something here. Sacrificing a man's future, sacrificing some happiness here, sacrificing some kind of ritual. So there's blood magic here, there's fire magic here. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you're pagan, then you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to spell it out for you, you already know. I'm not a pagan, I'm a Gnostic Christian, but in Gnosticism, you have to learn everything about the good and the evil, the dark and the light, to understand anything. You can't like be one-sided. You can't just learn everything about the light and think that somehow you know how to protect yourself from the dark or the evil, right? You have to know it all. That's why I appreciate, at least with the Catholic Church, they have exorcisms. They have an exorcist department because they have people that truly study the dark. Like, you can't like be a Christian, in my humble opinion, without educating yourself about darkness and what it is. You can't, it'd be like going to war and not knowing how to fight your enemy. Look, this person was sneaky, deceptive. Look, they were in the woods doing some kind of ritual with water, and here's the water here. There's the water in the cups. They're like reaching to the gods. There's grapes here. So there could have been like wine ritual here. Naked Joan. Spiderweb. Oh. Somebody could be named Joan. Somebody's named Mo, or someone's nickname. Someone could even have a dog or an animal named Mo. Spiderweb. That reminds me of this, being caught in a spider's web. Someone was like a black widow here. Someone does not know the truth about how they were manifested. They don't know that magic was used to manifest their existence. I know that sounds crazy. If you're not religious, you're gonna think I sound crazy. But that's what I'm picking up. Someone's literal existence was manifested. Your birth, the fact that you are even alive right now was manifested through some form of magic. Some kind of spell work. And there was 5 sacrifices here. There were things going on that this person sacrificed themselves to the devil. Oh my God. The magician, what did I say? The magician. Conjuring magic. Only the magician does magic, and here's where the devil. They sacrifice their soul over here to the freaking devil. That's like the new Sabrina. It's called Sabrina, The Adventures of Sabrina, something like that, and it's more scary. It's like a scary version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I like it more because it's more authentic to, like, the light and the dark, like, right? It's more authentic to paganism, covens, like, it's more authentic to the concept of, like, a witch, right? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, like, no, that That was such a false ideology of what it's like to dabble with that, right? So there's a scene there where you find out that the devil is actually Sabrina's father. Satan is actually Sabrina's father. And the reason why is because the mother, somehow the father did something, like her real father did something where, or Satan pretended to be the father, like mask himself, cloak himself as the father, and then had intimacy with the mother, who is a light witch, and Satan's the dark, so it created Sabrina, who is light and dark, and she's choosing the light over the dark, which is pissing the devil off. So there's I know it's gonna sound crazy, but someone's life is literally like that. They don't know how they were manifested. They don't know the crazy stuff that happened around. They grew up in an esoteric family and they believe in crystals, and maybe they call themselves, some people call themselves pagans or witches or whatever you want to say. Whatever spiritual upbringing someone here was raised in, they definitely were not raised in Christianity. That's what I will say. There was no Christian feelings going on over here. I don't see Jesus anywhere. I don't feel that. Okay. So someone is looking for this and they will find the answers. There's going to be some kind of diary. I don't know, I'm seeing a book. Someone could own, someone's going to find, if their mother was a pagan, they're going to find the Book of Shadows. I'm getting the chills when I said that. They're going to find their Book of Shadows. Concerts, so there's music. There was a music ritual done here. A bridge, a connection. The bridge is in reverse, so it was an incorrect connection between the divine. It wasn't the divine that they were connecting with. See, this is where people have to be very careful. See, the factory, assembly line, this person wanted to be like everybody else and have a kid, and they wanted this expectation and outcome in their life, and it's caused them suffering. And now it's causing within the vehicle. Yeah, this person went on a journey. They had to drive to this location, this heritage site. There was a witch's heritage site. This could have happened in Salem. You could live in New York, New Jersey. You could live around in Massachusetts somewhere. You could live on the East Coast. Your family could originally be from the East Coast or from that region, but they drove to a site that would have been concealed in the chills. If this isn't in Europe, they drove to a site. I'm getting the chills really bad. My whole upper body everywhere. They drove to a site that was known for pagan rituals. It's a very well-known site. And you maybe have been there before because you have learned about your own, family's beliefs. There's also a train. There's a train station nearby, or it's either an old train station, or it's one of those, it's a place where people can travel, get off of the train, and I would say it would be in walking distance. And again, walking distance could be a mile even, but it would be something considered. You also could have moved, your family could have moved from a more rural area to a city area after this stuff, so you didn't grow up in the area that this happened, so you wouldn't have linked any kind of connection to it. But you're growing up, someone's passing here has now opened up and explored, and they're trying to explain this to you. Because I think what they're trying to do is to make sure, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, she chooses the light. If you're going to be a pagan... Sample? Yeah. you need to choose the light. Like the magician is in the light, but he can also choose the dark if he wants. He can choose light or dark. And because if you see the devil and the magician, one of the things that they have the most in common is the hand that sticks right up. You see that? And in the devil's hand, it is literally like this, which is very strange because it has a sigil on it, but it also reminds me of like Star Trek. I don't know why I need to say that. But if you see in his hand, he has this wand of light. Yeah, open, expansive, grazing sunlight grass. This was definitely outside. This was on heritage land, like it said. This could have been some sort of native land as well. If this is in America or even in other countries, like Australia, New Zealand, you know, wherever there are indigenous people of that land, it could have been done on that kind of sacred land. If you are indigenous, then it definitely had to do with sacred heritage lands. And it also, I'm getting the chills saying this, it also had to do with what's it called?
Need to seek.
Need to seek, yeah. Something about the library. I just saw the library card in the airport, so someone might be flying. They're taking time off of work. They're going outside to this park. It's like a national park. They're going to a place of remembrance here. Remembrance. Wide swept region. See the forest? Windy. Could be very windy on the day that you go. Okay. There's like a gas station. Okay. Someone was really, really into appearances, meaning like they wanted to be married and have a family, and the way that they manifested all of this was not off of the will of others, but not off the free will of others, but they then controlled, manipulated the will.
Energy.
Thank you. They manipulated the energy of others to manifest this outcome, and this is how the child was created. And they want this child to know this. Whoever Kimberly is, they want this child to know this. Joan, someone named Joan or Kimberly. They want you to know this, or if that's their name, whoever resonates with this message and is curious about how they were birthed into the world. This was why there is some sort of karma. There's something that is asking you to step into truth and honesty, to be a better mother figure also. Your mother figure could have been a
Joan is beside you.
Joan is beside me, so it's Joan is the mother and Kimberly is the daughter. Well, hello, Joan. I'm sorry that this is what you know. I'm sorry that this is what you went through. That this was the path you chose. I'm sorry that this was the desperation that you were in. Hi, Joe. I'm so sorry. What about the child? What do we need to know? We need to move to the child. The bench. Someone, the mother figure is asking you, as the person watching, to pause and ponder. So Joan is asking Kimberly or whomever is watching to ponder. To pause and ponder about the things that you want in life. And Convince. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm so glad this message is coming through. Thank you, Joan. Okay, so thank you. That was very, very helpful. what I was about to say, but it makes it even more clear. Thank you so very much. They want you to walk away from the faith that you were raised in. And I know that sounds really harsh and people are going to get offended because I'm a Christian, but I'm a Gnostic Christian. I'm an occultist, so it's a little different. You can choose whichever, path you want to choose, but they want you to turn away from the faith that they raised you in, the spiritual religion or paganism or whatever that is for you, because of their fear of you utilizing it in the way that they did. And also you may have already there might be anger, like let's say you got divorced or you've been in relationships and you have done things that can backfire or have backfired on you because you have repeated the same pattern as your loved one, like your mother figure. 8. Yeah, you are repeating. Thank you. 8 is also the infinity symbol. So you're repeating the same cycle that your mother figure, Joan, has created. It's like the, when they pass on family karma kind of thing. This is what I'm saying. You're repeating the same cycle in a way, and they want it to stop. Agonizing. They're agonizing over the fact that they led you down this path. So if you are a Christian, if you're not a Christian, right, you're a pagan. If you are a pagan, I would think, honestly, one of the easiest ways to convert to Christianity would be through the Gnostic way, because it won't feel so foreign to you. It will it will respect the fact that you respect all knowledge. That's what Gnosis is. Gnosis is all knowledge. It does not limit itself to just the Bible. The Bible does not even have all of the Christian knowledge that was passed down from Jesus. They don't even honor the Bible. The Bible does not fully honor Jesus. But the Gnostic library adds a lot of the information that was left out. The Ethiopian Bible has the books of Enoch in them. So
unexplained photo blurs.
Photo blurs? Wow. If you're having any unexplained photo blurs or like weird like haziness in family photos or pictures, selfies, or anything like that, that is your mother. That is your mother, the passed on loved one, coming through and trying to get your attention. They're trying to speak to you. They're trying to warn you. They want you to change. They want you to, I know it's going to sound weird, they want you to change your faith. They don't want you to go down the same path they did. They feel very guilty. Agonizingly so. I'm getting the chills. She's feeling very guilty about this, because she herself court in the zoo. You could be in court and you could be dealing with, like, you're on this winding path. Again, the trails here. See, your loved one, you could be in court dealing with court, and you could be thinking, like, to do magic or spell work or whatever to, like, make things go in your way. Don't do that. Don't do it. You're going to regret it. It's going to backfire on you. But this is also this message from this passed on loved one about justice and fairness and judgment and verdict. Meaning, everything we do will be judged. So she wants you to be mindful, because you need to be just and fair in this life. And she was not being just and fair. You also may be attracted to, like, you may work for the zoo, or you may work in an environment. Yeah, this person, your loved one, is trying to be a guiding light. You need to also go into training, not like just fitness. You could be into that, but this is more about, like, mental fitness. Mental fitness and making proper decisions. The garden, the sea, and rendezvous point. There's a destiny here. It says destiny unfolds and convergence meeting place. So you're actually coming to a crossroads. And you're being asked to look. Here's jail and museum. You're being asked to look very closely. Laboratory. See the laboratory? This person could have, been told they can't have kids. You could also be being told the same thing. Some of you could be literally going through the same. You could be like, I don't want to drink coffee anymore. I'm not going to do this, that. I would rather you do things the healthy way and find solutions to this issue that you're having than to literally do what your parental figure did. And I think a lot of this has to do with mindset, mental fitness, seeing the light, going towards the light, and that can mean many different things for you, but I welcome you if you would like to become a Christian. You don't even have to call yourself a Christian, to be honest, because God never, Jesus never named the religion. He's a Nasrani, he's from Nazareth, so we are technically Nasranis. We are basically just, it's a transformed version of Judaism. Everything comes from Judaism in that regard. He was a Jew. So really he's a rabbi that teaches the Nasrani way, which would be his way of teaching Judaism. But it's also been cleansed. Judaism cleansed, if that makes sense, in the way that Jesus taught it. So if you want to look at it that way, I know people that don't really like to identify as Christians because that was named by the humans, not because he's the Christ. So it comes from there. But he wasn't really ever naming the faith because he was just reforming the faith, which was Judaism. So if you want to reference yourself as a godly human or a follower of Jesus of Nazareth, or you just want to explore that aspect of religion, you can explore all kinds of religions and know that God is trying to draw you away from whatever this is that she wants you to pause so you don't make the same mistakes. Don't worry about what it looks like, right? Like being married and having kids or having this type of career or whatever. Don't worry what this situation is making you look like. Focus on the light. Focus on mental fitness. Focus on your destined path. Focus on healing with the C. Taking time to rest on the bench and taking your time to make decisions. Using music as a way to heal. Taking long walks. Making decisions that are not going to get you to your end point quickly.
Walk right.
Walk right. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Joanne. Whoever is here with us. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. Walk right. Walk the right path. Jesus talks about this. Walk the right path. And people get offended when we talk about Jesus, or they turn away because they think that everybody is this Bible thumper, is going to hit them upside the head with the Bible and tell them if they don't believe in Jesus, they're going to go to hell, and all this damnation for not, following Jesus. How are you going to show people the right path if you're condemning them? That's why I don't like, no offense, but I don't really like evangelical fundamental Christians, those mega churches, because many times they will literally hit you upside the head with these hateful ideologies, these very judgmental ideologies, and yet you're not supposed to judge people, right? Right? So how are you literally sitting there and judging other people and hitting them upside the head and trying to damn them to hell when... How is that walking the right path? So walking the right path is actually looking at the words of Jesus only and looking at what is being asked. And it's really not that hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's not hard in the concept. It's very simple things, like treating others the way you would want to be treated, with kindness and love and generosity and forgiveness. And then in forgiveness. Yeah, something about the Church of the Night. Don't do it. I don't know if you're already a part of something like that, if you're being called away from that. Something is calling you away. Your heart is being pulled away from that. Window, framed views, classic portal, glass portal. So someone could be mirrors, something about mirrors or glass. And windowsill, your framed views. You're very limited in your views right now, and you're gambling. Casino, you're gambling with your soul, your spiritual health, mental health. The factory. Again, I just keep feeling like you are producing the same outcomes, and it's going to leave you very heartbreak place, loss, love, grief, memories of heartbreak. If you are sitting in this place of heartbreak and you are damning the world, you are going to be more drawn to darkness and people that are dark and demonic. When you're in a heartbroken place and you think, oh, woe is me, and then you're getting into that like very demonic mindset where you want revenge and you want things your way, and then that's when it leads to this energy that your mother figure was in. So someone needs to stop. Demonic. I can't make this up. Nightclub. You could be out there drinking, smoking, partying, having a lot of sex, doing all these kinds of wild things that really you shouldn't be. Look at the forest and the cabin. Secluded retreat, cozy fireplace, remote getaway. The church. I can't make this up. So you need to, the lake energy, you need to reflect, and you need to choose. Are you going to be out in the woods like a pagan? And you can either choose the light or the dark, right of that, or are you going to come to church? This is like literally what a family member is asking this past on loved one, this mother figure. I really am strongly believing that it's going from forest. It literally went, this was on top of it. So it was forest to church. Forest to church. They're asking you to choose the correct right path. Because whatever you were taught can lead you down a very dark path. Especially when it's fueled by heartbreak and anger, bitterness, abandonment, rejection, denial, all of those things. Look at Satan. God rejected his arrogance. God rejected his ego. And then he was cast down to hell. Miserable, right? Persistent. What is this? Persistent cleanliness, water, and renewal. Yeah, you need to be baptized. Oh my God. A family member is asking you to be baptized in the church. You don't even have to be a part of a church to get baptized. Just saying, putting that out there. Tea. You might drink tea a lot. I mean, that's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Earl Grey here. If you want a London fog, get yourself some oat milk and some sugar and put some. That's what they do in Europe. They drink tea and they put milk in it or cream, some kind of cream. Yeah, you need to be baptized and you need to be surrounded by people that are working towards the creation. Yes. You need to, thank you. You need to be baptized and be in an environment where you're around creative individuals. I'm really picking up a church. There's a church, like an old church with stained glass. There's these rainbow colors through. Again, if you are part of LGBT community or you're part of a group that is always looked down upon by a lot of these modern churches today, just know that there are plenty of spaces and churches and places for you to go. You don't have to settle for the hateful messages that many of these churches spew out. That's not what Christ was about. So stay away from those places, right? Because that's where you're going to feel abuse. You need to go to the places that welcome you. And that's why, for some reason, I'm going to say that with the whole picture.
8 identities remain hidden.
8 identities remain hidden? Okay. Someone here could have a personality disorder. Someone here could have a borderline personality disorder. Someone here could have some sort of mental health issue or a personality type that they mask a lot, and they have, again, 8 different identities remain hidden. There's also people around you that hide their true identity, their true motives, their true intentions, and it has to do a lot with this group of people or this family dynamic or whatever that is not a part of the church. Okay, I'm gonna end it there. Mountains. You need to go on a elevation perspective here, shift. You need to reach the highest mountain and you need to look down at what is a positive thing in your life and what is a negative thing. And a family member, your mother here, Joan, Kimberly, if I'm speaking to a Kimberly, Joan is your mother figure here, or someone that was like helped raise you, could be a grandmother figure, and this is what they did to get pregnant. This is what they did to have you, or to have your mother, or to have your aunts, or something. And the teachings that they have passed down, this religious, spiritual teachings, have really led people down the wrong path. And again, I'm not saying paganism is bad, but it can be used incorrectly. You can take things that are nature-based and you can dabble with things that control others. I feel like when people talk about spell work and magic, you have to be very careful, because the reality is if you're trying to control the free will of others where God has given you the free will, then you are doing a wrong deed. And you will suffer the consequences. This is heartbreak. Do you want to be in a heartbreak place all the time? After this, thank you. You need to take this seriously. After this reading, you need to take it very seriously. Your decisions. Someone is literally asking you to either pick the forest or the church. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to pick a All Saints card. This will be my reading for Cancer, but I will also post it as a general reading too, because I think it's for both for some crazy reason. And again, it doesn't have to be just linked to paganism. That's what I'm really picking up. But many times people think like astrology is so safe, and all these faith beliefs and everything that they're learning are so safe, and they combine all these different things together. And there's so many people out there right now paying. They're paying for spell work. You know how many people have tried to friend me that are like, and then you go on their page and there's like, they do spell work. They do rituals for people. Unless it is to, protect you, or to give you strength or courage, or, to do good in the world, like, you shouldn't be trying to stop anybody's life, right? Okay, what's this one that came out? St. John the Apostle. He's the patron of authors. This is John. He is one of the founders of the Gnostic order, so maybe you were being called to look into Gnosticism. March. Okay, March. So someone's birthday may be in March. Some sort of awakening could be beginning in March. Someone's birthday, someone's passing could have been in March. So take that very seriously there. This is December 27th is his feast day, St. John. It says Jesus called John at a very young age to follow him and become an apostle. St. John, and also St. John is the writer of the book of Revelations. And he was one of the founders next to Mary Magdalene, and I think it was Paul, Apostle Paul, started the Gnostic Christian order. All right, him and became the apostle. St. John stood faithfully with Mary by Jesus as he hung on the cross. Jesus gave his mother to John, who took her into his home. So see how selfless Jesus was? He gave his own mother away to John so that he had a mother. Just like Jesus. It was like they were brothers. That is why Jesus and John together, they were like brothers. Because he gave his mother over to him before he passed, saying like, this is your mother now. Take care of her for me. Oh, I'm getting the chills. So you need to take this seriously. If you, for some reason, this is a message for someone who can't have children, please consider adoption. I know it's really hard to be like, I really want my own kids, and you're willing to go to the lab, and you're willing to do the scientific method and everything. But the scientific method, as much as I am a scientist and a Gnostic Christian, because it's the same, this is what I learned about it. Science and religion are same heart, different shapes. Because even though I'm a scientist and a religious person, I truly believe that God many times asks us to take on other people's children, to raise them, to care for them, to adopt them, to foster them. So just because you feel slighted about a path that you are, fated to have in some way, you can choose, right? You have the free will to either do spell work, right? Like your family member.
Amuse.
To amuse yourself, yeah. Or you can choose arriving. Correct. Or you can arrive. Thank you. Or you can arrive. And you can step up to the plate and say there are so many other people in this world that need love and need a mother. And just because I can't have my own does not mean that I am suffering because of it. Because there's so many children in this world that are truly suffering, not only by the hands of family members that are abusive, but foster homes that are abusive, other adoption families that would be adopting that are abusive. So I would implore people to kind of look at different things for themselves and not just focus on this one path and this one way, and if it doesn't happen, then I'm completely miserable and heartbroken. I'm just saying. Okay. Because I have actually heard a lot of people that adopt, then suddenly miraculously, I've watched this one family, they melt my heart. The son that they adopted, he's black, and this couple is a mixed couple. One is white, and then the wife, she's mixed with like white and something else, like Hispanic or something. And they adopted a black child, and he's their son, and then all of a sudden, like 4 years later, they have now suddenly gotten pregnant, or 5 years later, they've suddenly gotten pregnant as their son is growing older. And they not only took the blessing that God was saying, hey, can you please open your heart and open your home? And they listened to God, and they listened, and they took the child in, and then God blessed them. Doubly blessed them. Not only did they give them a beautiful child that needed a home, and that is their child, heart, body, mind, spirit, everything, but they also got the second blessing of another child gifted that has their DNA. And now they are this family, and I'm getting the chills saying this, but we always look at, well, we have to have it our way right now. We can't have it any other way. And when we get stuck in that, that's when we want to do spell work, and people want to do magic, and they want to get this person back, and they want to do that. No, that's the wrong thing. Are you going to amuse yourself and only do what you want, or are you going to arrive and step forward onto the path, the right path? That's what it said. Okay. Jesus gave his mother to John, who took her into his home. I'm telling you, somebody needs to hear this about adoption and fostering and loving other people, other children that are not their own. During the era of the new church, this is what the mother figure is saying, like she wished she had done that too. As much as she loves the child that she had, as much as she felt blessed for this spell work, this magic to work, she also knows the consequences of that, and wish that she may have done things a little differently, because then maybe she would have been blessed to have you anyway. You get what I mean? Or whomever this messages were. During the era of the new church, St. John preached in Jerusalem and Ephesus. He wrote a gospel, 3 epistles, and the book of Revelation. Rich. Yeah. Richness is in love. Richness is the type, expanding your heart to everyone that needs the love. That's richness, not the money. You might become suddenly rich. There might be some sort of blessings coming, especially once you change. I feel like your work will change. I feel like your environment, if you join this church or you join this group, will change. Something is, you're being called in a different path for a reason. You're supposed to inspire people. You're supposed to change their mind about, the beliefs that they have. Somebody here is being called by God to walk the path. The emperor tried to kill John in the boiling oil, but God delivered him. So you might be feeling like you're going to be in the boiling oil. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, are you going to be delivered, or are you going to keep walking this other path? St. John eventually died in the year 100. Okay, I'm going to leave that message here. I hope that resonated for somebody. It's a very bittersweet message, but it's also a very empowering message because a loved one is coming forward in their passing, this mother figure, this mother, and doesn't want the things that were taught or the family religious beliefs or lifestyle or whatever to be passed down. They don't want the same mistakes to be made, and they don't want the bitterness and the hate and the things that bind you to the devil, the addictions and all that stuff, to really strap you to the wrong person. You could be like, I want to have this marriage with this specific person and I'm going to do spell work to do it, and then you do it and then you're stuck. Then you're trapped with somebody who is abusive to you, someone who hates you, can't stand your guts, then you have a kid with that person, then you're in freaking family court for the rest of your damn days, and there you go. Miserable. Heartbroken. Don't be like that. Alright, I hope this message is dead. You're gonna feel dead inside. You're gonna be like, front door. Oh, God. You need to walk through a different door. Whatever door you're knocking on is not for you. You need to walk away before you make a mistake, whatever that means to you. Alright, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.